we're about to start the show, and you know the drill. If you've been here before and you have something important to share, please add a capital letter Q to your comment. And if you are watching live for the first time, please let us know by writing the word new, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. Enjoy the broadcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we make connections with each other, with our city, state, and country, with our questions, ideas, suggestions, with what we want to do, how we want to connect. We already said connections twice, so that's more than enough. Let me get comfortable. Today is the day after Mother's Day here in Mexico. And as I promised, we were going to have, remember when we used to do Sunday Fun Day? Well, this is about as close as we've been. So, and Pat is wondering why she's supposed to say me. Well, because I asked the question, who is excited about learning some mother-related vernacular? Just say me. And that's exactly what we're going to do later on. But first, we have some news. We have some news to cover. We're going to go through those very quickly so that we can get to the fun stuff. Okay, so the heat wave. There has been a heat wave in other parts of Mexico, but it has now reached our state. As such, we can expect temperatures as high as 45 Celsius in parts of Jalisco. In other parts of Mexico, the heat wave has been so intense, temperatures above 50 degrees centigrade or 122 Fahrenheit were registered in 3 towns in northeast Mexico. So knock on wood that, we don't want that to get so steamy down here. But also, the problems with the electrical grid are not stopping or ending. We've been reporting on this since the current heat wave began, and now in the state of Yucatán, there are areas that have had no electricity since Monday, and the Federal Electricity Commission has not been able to resolve the problem, leading residents to block the streets in protest. Again, we should consider ourselves fortunate here in Puerto Vallarta, or maybe we just have other types of problems going on here, like sewage. Ew. A pipe spilling sewage has been detected near the Playa del Joli behind La Isla shopping mall. The source of the pipe is unknown, and the article does not mention whether it is on the northern or southern bank of the river. One way or another, I would definitely think twice before swimming at Playa del Joli, just because too many caca water molecules, if you ask me. And last, before we dive into the weather, the traditional May Fiestas are right around the corner here in Puerto Vallarta, and a number of popular performers have been scheduled to perform beginning on May 17. The organizing committee is expecting that some 130,000 people will enjoy the performances while generating 8 million pesos in revenue. The article is not precise as to where each of the events is going to take place, but this, of course, should not surprise any of us. Let us take a quick look at the weather just to see what is going on out there. Bam. Oh, ouch. Ooh, that's violent. Snarky Weather says, I take pleasure in gutting you, fuckhead, but we don't know what on earth it is referring to. So we're going to stick to the weather, which says it is 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 52%. And today, according to the forecast, we can expect a humid day with clear skies, a high of 30 and a low of 21. And then Tomorrow, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day, a high of 29 and a low of 21. And on Monday, partly cloudy skies in the morning with clear skies in the afternoon, a high of 30 and a low of 22. Again, we should consider ourselves fortunate because things are not as bad as elsewhere in the country. Moving right along, I want to tell you, about this event that caught my attention. I saw the title. It says live music on the lawn at La Isla Cuale. And first I thought, well, this must have something to do with the space that is located near the Cuale pedestrian bridge. And no, this is something that is going on near the cultural center and is clearly part of the work that the Vallarta Garden Club has been doing to beautify that part of the island. And of course, it is the Vallarta Garden Club that is scheduling this event. It is a lady guitar player by the name of Andra Kova. We don't know much about her, but I read that she has had sold out Shakira tributes at the Palm. So tomorrow, from 3 to 5 p.m., there's going to be live music for free, courtesy of Andra Kova. Again, I don't know much about the music or what the seating arrangement is going to be like or how it's going to work out, but it seems like a nice thing to check out for anyone that is not part of the town. And of course, we are now looking for folks that want to step onto the spotlight for our Wednesday broadcast. If you know of anyone that is organizing anything from new menus to fundraisers to concerts to gallery exhibitions, you name it, if it has a specific date attached to it, we want to know about it here at the Spotlight, which is an opportunity to be interviewed and gives you the chance, of course, to talk more about what you're up to. And of course, we love hearing from the performers or the event organizers themselves because it gives us a very clear picture as to what they are up to. And this brings us to our special section, our special segment today. Let me put it up on the screen. Boom, 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 boom. We should use this layout. And I think we need to select some special music. Hold on just a second. There's no way I can just say this without some background. This is good. Yes, supermarket music. I love it. Okay, so what this is about, my friends, is, yesterday was Mother's Day in Mexico. And mother, the concept of mother has got to be one of the holiest concepts. The way Mexico venerates mothers is not unprecedented or not unparalleled. I'm sure that other countries hold mothers in the highest of esteems, but because mothers are so protected and so respected, it's not surprising that if you want to insult or otherwise you want to react to someone's actions, it's not surprising to find the word mother mixed in some of the most colorful vernacular in Mexico. And we're not even talking about the really, really nasty insults. What we're going to discuss here is some phrases where the word mother shows up, and I certainly hope you are going to enjoy this selection. And of course, we are going to start with, oh yes, anger. If you want to express anger, not at anyone, just at the world in general, you can say chingada madre. And that literally means fucked mother or screwed up mother. So as long as you don't direct that at anyone in specific, you can express your anger with that particular phrase. Moving right along, we have Location. Yes, if you've misplaced something, let's say you're at home and you can't remember where you left the television remote, you can say, "Hey, ¿dónde está esa madre? Where is that mother? Where did you leave it?" So there you have it. Another instance of mother showing up. Surprise. Yes, you can express surprise by invoking mothers by simply saying madres. You know, if somebody goes boo, you can go madres. And that's supposed to be funny. I hope you're laughing out there, really. Mechanics. Oh, I put a typo there. Mechanics. If you're wondering how something works, if you're standing in front of a tortilla making factory and you're seeing the machine churning tortillas and you're wondering to yourself, how the hell does that thing work? Then you say, ¿Y esta madre cómo funciona? And there you go. I'll fix that typo in a second. Mechanics. Oh, sense of taste. Of course, if you taste something that tastes like shit, you can use mother for that. Esto sabe a madres. If it is just disgusting tasting, esto sabe a madres. But later on, we can also invoke mothers to say something tastes really good. And that's the irony of it. Mothers get the short end of the stick one way or another. Excess speed. If somebody is just going really fast, that person or that vehicle or that planet, you name it, if it's going really fast, va hecho la madre. Really fast. Oath. Oh yes, one of the most solemn promises you can make to anyone. You swear by your mother. In English, I think you swear on your mother's grave or something like that. In Spanish, is te lo juro or te lo prometo por mi madre. Darkness. Okay, yes, if you enter a dark room and you cannot see shit, in Spanish it is no se ve ni madres, which would be the equivalent of saying you cannot even see mothers here. It's that dark. What else do we have? Failure. Oh, yes, failure. Whenever something fails, let's say that you are in a concert and somebody hits a wrong note, or somebody trips and falls, ya valió madres, which means that the situation is worth mothers, which in this case, it means that it's worth very little. Worthless mothers. That's how much we love mothers in Mexico. Uncertainty, of course. If instead of saying, what the fuck is that? Or what the hell is that? ¿Qué madres es eso? So that's using the word madres as the equivalent of hell or fuck. You know, I didn't make these up, but these are very commonly used. Skepticism. Oh no, when somebody brings a big story to you and you don't believe a word they're saying, I don't believe shit from you, or no te creo ni madres. There you go. Complaint. Oh yes, complaint. You know, if somebody does something that you just don't approve of, or somebody that is just nasty, qué poca madre tienes, which means how little mother you have. Worthlessness, similar vein. When somebody is worthless, you are worth pa pura madre, vales pa pura madre, or para pura madre, which means that you are not worth a lot. Mothers being worthless. Happy Mother's Day. But the mothers are awesome. If you want to express awesomeness, you can say está de poca madre, and that applies to food. If somebody, you know, it's funny because when food tastes like shit, sabe a madres, but when food is wonderful, how is that soup? Está de poca madre, which means it's really awesome. I tell you, mothers should be on therapy in Mexico. In therapy. Should be seeing a therapist. Anyhow. Happiness. Like me and Luna. How are you doing today? A toda madre. All mother. All mother is focused on happiness at this very moment, and that is a good thing. How many more of these do we have? We're almost there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, including this one. When you see somebody involved in a violent fight, you say to that person, and that person won, you say to that person, le rompiste todita su madre, which means that you beat the living shit out of that other person. Let's see. Mess. When you want to tell someone that they are messy, whether it is their clothes or their situation or their room, their space, or their plot to get rid of their boyfriend by finding another, whatever. You can say, ¿Qué desmadre te traes? What a mess you're involved in. 3 more. Revenge. Vamos a darle en la madre means we're going to beat the shit out of him, or we're going to otherwise make his life miserable, his or her. Vamos a darle en la madre means you want to fuck up someone or fuck with someone. Penultimate, qualifier, and not a good one. If somebody does something nasty, you know, like those people that are dumping caca water onto the river, you know, you can say que poca madre. What little mother they have that they would not think twice to spill all that caca water onto the river. And the last one that I have for you is definite no. Paco, are you going to talk about the really nasty insults that have to do with mothers? The answer is definite no, or ni madres. Ni madres. And that, my friends, ends our little tribute to vernacular Spanish that involves mothers. I have not even looked at your comments, so I certainly hope you enjoyed this little distraction. And we'll see in a second. But first, let's rewind the comment tape. La 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 la. Do 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 do. The sun is shining and the birds are singing, says Karen. That's a nice thing. Good mornings, good mornings. There's more sun in BC, Baja California. No, not Baja California. British Columbia. What am I talking about? Hello, Angelica. Let's see what else we have. Oh, yes, Pat. Hola a todos from Versalles in an increasingly hot Puerto Vallarta. Girl, at least you have a swimming pool. There you go. Although I do know that your swimming pool gets a little soupy when it's really, really summertime. But there you have it. Let's see. Jess! Oh my goodness, you must be enjoying your parents. Good morning from May, Gray, San Diego. My parents arrived safely at their other home in Minnesota this morning. This is a nice report. I'm glad to hear that Kathy and Dan are home away from home. And of course, Brian and Chris are on the boat off the coast of Baja California. The question is, when your cruise ship reaches Puerto Vallarta, are you going to go shopping at Walmart across the street? Or what on earth are you going to do with yourselves? Keep us posted. I knew something was up at Playa Joli. The smell seems to come from the river, actually. Well, yeah, that's where the sewage leak is. Ugh, disgusting. Let's see. Oh, I couldn't agree more with this, Barbara. The Vallarta Garden Club does excellent work throughout Vallarta. Absolutely true. This is a non-profit that doesn't do a lot of noise, good or bad. They simply go about what they do, and what they do is they transform green areas throughout the city in a most amazing way. Michael went to go see Jordan Carnegie the other night in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Outstanding performance. That is absolutely wonderful to hear. Octavio Paz from El Laberinto de la Soledad. In his book, El Laberinto de la Soledad, he describes where all the chinga tu madre verb comes from. This is true. It's a good read. Let's see. Angelica contributes, when you're excited, pura madre. Absolutely. Mark says, love the lesson. More, more, more. Oh, I love it when you get excited about Spanish vernacular because there's so much of it. Thank you for that. Wonderful. Saving in my Paco file. Well, I will repurpose this and I will do it as an independent YouTube video, just as we did with Mother's Day history yesterday. And Pat goes, the pool. Yes, I'm going in every day. Rub it in. Rub it in. I would say que poca madre. No, I'm not, just kidding. Just kidding. And then Pat just adds that Jordan does the role of Hedwig Justice. You know, one of the great ways in which you, and some of you already know this, and I'm so grateful for that, but one of the great ways in which you can support Coffee and Headlines is by mentioning Coffee and Headlines or mentioning my name when you're out and about. No, it's not something that does a big thing for my ego, but it is your way of acknowledging that this is a good source of information. So whenever you're out there and you say, Paco sent me, or Paco mentioned you, or I heard about it on Coffee and Headlines, you've no idea how valuable that phrase is. And of course, those of you that have consistently been supporting Coffee and Headlines through subscriptions or random coffees, you know you are very special. You keep us going and you make it certain that we can continue providing all this wonderful content on a regular basis. And with that said, it's time to start our goodbye, at least for this week. It's going to be a mellow weekend for me, and what I mean by that is a lot of stay home, but working on a bunch of projects, some things I'm behind on, and other things that I'm coming up with. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope to connect with you Monday morning as usual. Take care.